Good day riders! Welcome back to a brand new Versus video, and today we have two very special helmets on the table, the HJC RPHA 12 and its predecessor the RPHA 11. We know riders love this series, so is it worth upgrading or should you stick with the RPHA 11? In this video you are going to find out. Hello everyone, my name is Tim from Champion Helmets and welcome back to another Versus video. As I already mentioned, we are comparing the RPHA 12 with its predecessor the RPHA 11. The RPHA 12 was born out of the success its predecessor had, so we are curious to see what has changed. The RPHA 12 comes with a recommended retail price of 480 euros, which is a bit more than the RPHA 11, which is priced at 430. Let's dive straight into the comparison. Before we go into talk about the features, we are quickly going to look at the certifications. The RPHA 12 is certified to ECE 2206 standards, while its predecessor isn't. This is worth comparing because ECE 2206 certified helmets pass stricter tests in order to meet the requirements, ultimately resulting in a safer helmet. Alright, let's look at the material these helmets are made of. HJC opted to make these helmets out of a unique construction called PIM, which means they were both made from the same material composition. This composition consists of fiberglass, carbon fiber and aramid fiber. However, we see that the RPHA 12 is made from HJC's PIM Evo technology, while the RPHA 11 is made from their PIM Plus composition. They differ slightly from each other in terms of weight, shock resistance and comfort. Also, the PIM Evo contains a little bit more carbon than the PIM Plus version, which is definitely a notable change. Another great change are the whopping 4 outer shell sizes the RPHA 12 comes in, while its predecessor only comes in 3. More outer shell sizes means a more precise fit and therefore a lot more comfort and protection. Well done by HJC. Alright, we've seen the differences in material and shell sizes, but how do they compare in terms of weight? To find out, we've weighed them both in the same scale, which is accurate to the gram. It turned out that the RPHA 12 was slightly heavier than the RPHA 11 because it weighed in at 1474 grams. This was actually to be expected since ECE 2206 certified helmets tend to be a bit heavier due to the use of more material. Alright, let's talk ventilation. We can see that the RPHA 12 has some slightly optimized air vents compared to its predecessor. The top vents of the RPHA 12 are positioned a little bit more to the front and have slightly larger intakes compared to the RPHA 11. However, the RPHA 11 can be opened in 4 positions while the RPHA 12 can only be opened or closed. I'm not sure why they got rid of this, but it's definitely a major change. The RPHA 12 has a much bigger and more aerodynamic brow vent, which improves the ventilation. It is also easier to open it on the RPHA 12 because of the increased size of the slider. For the chin vent, HJC opted to make it bigger on the RPHA 12, which allows more air to enter the helmet. However, we found that the slider to be a bit sturdier on the RPHA 12 compared to its predecessor and needs a bit more force to open. They also kept the chin exhaust, which improves the aerodynamics of both helmets, but they got rid of the internal slider to open or close them on the RPHA 12. Moving on to the rear of the helmets, we can see that they basically didn't touch the exhausts. However, if you look closely, you can see some tiny changes to its shape and size, making it more aerodynamic on the RPHA 12. Both helmets are wind tunnel tested, allowing HJC to optimize the aerodynamics, and this way they made the RPHA 12 able to reduce higher amounts of drag than its predecessor. Okay, enough about that. Let's talk about the visor. Firstly, the RPHA 12 comes with an anti-scratch treated visor, which is tear-off ready and pinlock prepared. The helmet also comes with an additional dark smoke visor as well as a pinlock lens in the box. However, all these visor features are also found on the RPHA 11, which means they didn't really improve on that. A little but nice change is the use of the newer HJ42 visor, which is 99% UV resistant. This is great for riding in sunny weather conditions. The RPHA 12 comes with a new pivot system, which is much sturdier and should go a long way in preventing your visor from slamming down while riding. HJC also made sure that this is easily removable, which is nice to have since you already have an additional visor in the box. Finally, you might have noticed that the visor of the RPHA 12 can be opened from the side instead of the middle like the RPHA 11. This is very nice to see because it is safer for the rider to open or close it without losing sight of the track or the road. The visor lock mechanism also moved to the side and works a bit different now. To unlock the visor, you simply have to press the black button underneath while lifting the visor. The RPHA 11 still uses the traditional squeeze mechanism. Alright, let's look at the interior. They look pretty similar, but they function a bit differently. According to HJC, the newer interior should be softer and more comfortable, which is great for riders that use this helmet on the track and for road use. Both interiors are antibacterial, removable, washable, quick drying and moisture wicking. Apart from that, both helmets also come with the traditional double D-ring closure, which is the safest and best fitting closure available. Apart from being slightly optimized, there isn't much of a difference. All in all, it is a bit softer and constructed a bit differently, which does improve the interior and comfort slightly, which is nice to see on this racing helmet. Alright, with that said, our comparison comes to an end. We can see some quality of life changes on the RPHA 12, which is always nice to see. Keep in mind that these helmets are meant for racing, so every minor change can make a big difference on the track. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. You can find both helmets on championhelmets.com, where we offer the lowest price guarantee and sharp discount bundles. As always, buy smart and ride safe. Until next time.